Let's talk about sewing a basic dart. This is our basic bodice pattern piece. It's only half of the pattern, so this is the right side of your bodice. This is your center front line. This line here denotes the grain line, so you'll match your pattern piece to the grain line of the fabric. This is our neckline, shoulder seam, armhole with a notch to line up the seam, side seam, and bottom waist curve. From here you have the 2 notches to know where your dart is going to be sewn together. These lines represent the sew line of your dart. This is where the dart is actually going to be sewn. However, when you're making your marks in your fabric, you're going to put a drill hole about 1/8 of an inch inside of the dart so you don't have a hole in your garment. Remove your pins to remove your pattern and set aside. So we removed the pattern from our fabric. This represents the right side of the fabric. We have our notches here where they've been clipped. We are going to line those up. Here's our drill hole. Remember, the drill hole is about 1/8 of an inch away from the sew line. Now the easiest way is to fold your fabric here. I'm going to line up these notches, and then we're going to start pinning to make sure our notches are properly aligned. Find your drill hole. About 1/8 of an inch is where you want your sew line. Pin here. Basically, our sew line is now represented from our notches to where our first hole of our needle is poking through the fabric. You can also use a ruler to help visualize where your sew line will be. Use this line to start pinning your dart in place. Now I know that this pinhole, to the next pinhole, to the next one is our sew line. Pin to pin to pin to pin to pin. With your dart all pinned, you are going to begin to sew. I like to start at the notch and work my way to the drill hole. I think it makes for a smoother seam. So we're going to start at our notch, and remember, when I pinned, I need to align my sewing to the first pinholes in the fabric. So I'm going to start to sew. I'm going to do a small back stitch, and then I'm going to pull my first pin. As I go through, I'm looking to keep this first dot here in line with my needle there. Pull the pin, and now we're going to align over to our next pin. I'll stop, pull the pin, and align to the next pin in line. And this is the tricky one because we want this point to be nice and smooth. So we're going to align to here, and then right before we get there, we're going to pull out the pin and sew a little bit. Add a back stitch right on the line, and cut our thread. And now we have our finished dart. We're going to press from the center of the garment up towards the top of the dart so this part will smooth out.